Okay, so my name is Bereket Abera, and I am a alumni right now. Yes. And my major is international affairs with a minor in economics.
Cool. International affair, yeah. You're almost there, right?
I'm on one more day to go.
Yeah, that's close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, so what program or programs were you involved in through the honors program? So, Honors Interdisciplinary, upper division.
So I'm actually part of the 4-year honors program. So I believe next year will be the last cohort to do that program, right? Yeah. So yeah, I did the 4-year.
Cool. Right on. And so, what was your favorite part of the honors program?
My favorite part, I would say, is probably the classes that we had to take for like part of the program. So like we took the mind classes, for instance, and that was probably like my favorite part because it kind of like broadened my horizons, and I think it was really important to take classes outside of like just like writing a thesis and whatnot, kind of having a worldwide view. So I think that's probably my favorite part.
Nice. So doing something a little different than you were kind of usually doing in your other courses.
And like the classes that were offered were really cool. So I got into the Mind 182 class, and that was one that Lori like really encouraged me to take. And so it was a class about Middle Eastern like cultures and like Islam, and we got to like to have like conversations with students from like outside, like a video chat thing. It was like the Salia program. I don't know if it's still going on, and so yeah, it was definitely the coolest thing, and definitely like broadened my horizon. So I was really glad I got to take that.
Awesome. Cool. So the honors program is designed to create tomorrow's problem solvers. How did the honors program challenge you to become a more critical thinker?
So I guess I'm gonna have to go to that class.
Right.
So I think that class definitely, we talked a lot about critical thinking, which is pretty ironic. And so I think it's just one of those things like, yeah, you're gonna be a leader most likely, and you're an honor student and you're a scholar, and to be a scholar you need to be able to have critical thinking skills, and that class definitely had a big part. Even Honors 100, when I took with Lori, it was a lot of diverse readings that she had, and you wouldn't think, you know, like Honors 100, you'd just be doing a paper and that'd be the whole semester, but she had really neat books, and we were able to have like conversations and kind of develop those critical thinking skills. So
through both the readings, but then also the conversations that you're having with people.
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. And then that course obviously helped you get outside of that and think a little bit more critically too.
Definitely.
Awesome. So what are your future plans or goals?
Oh geez, so it changes all the time. But currently my plan is, so I got accepted to some really cool grad programs. However, I feel like I'm burnt out, and I also want to take a year off and work abroad. And I'm originally from Ethiopia. I came to the US when I was 7.
Awesome.
And I've never been back, and so I really want to take a year and go back home and like work and just stay there for a year, and then I'll come back and do my grad school right after.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. So you so go back to Ethiopia for a year, or part of that time maybe, and then come back and get back into grad school.
Be there from like August to May, like school year type thing, and so should be a good time.
Cool.
I'm like nervous, but I'm excited.
Sure. To go and figure out more about where you're from and whatnot.
Exactly, my own culture. Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think that it sounds like you know yourself well enough to say like, hey, I need a break at this point, right?
Yeah.
I need to slow down and take a break.
I just feel like I would not be successful right now for grad school. Like I'm barely like slipping through the semester. So I think for me to be successful, I think I do need to take some time for myself and gain some work experience, because I'm going for my master's in international development. And so I think it would make a lot of sense for me to have some experience in a developing country and like working there. So I'm hoping to work like in a nonprofit or like a government sort of organization.
Nice.
And then just kind of prepare me for grad school and actually having like some experience, like being able to draw from my own experiences in the classroom, I think.
To be able to speak to that a little bit when you get there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have kind of a context for what you'll be learning there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So with that in mind, how has the honors program helped prepare you to meet those goals, or make your future plans possible?
I think, Lori has a huge part of that, I would say, in the honors program in general. I think like the advising that the program is able to like give me, and I think it's also a big part of helping me choose what I want to do. I mean, especially with the whole grad school thing, a lot of people are like, oh, like, you need to go to grad school, like, that's what you need to do, you know, versus, like, yeah, like, I know I want to go to grad school, but I don't want to right now. And so I think it's kind of, this program as a whole in 4 years kind of let me listen to what I want to, like, my own heart. And also just broaden my horizons, like, develop those critical thinking skills that we talked about earlier. And just having a great advising. Yeah.
Cool. It sounds like you felt supported to be like the person who you are.
Yeah.
Right? And follow what is most important to you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And one of those things was being president of student body right here at UNC. Right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I am the student body president. Yes, and I think we've had great conversations with Lori about that, because sometimes it was hard to balance versus like, oh, like I need to do my job and do X, Y, and Z, but I'm also like have all these classes and I'm supposed to be a scholar and I'm in the honors program and I still have to finish my thesis, and so she helped me a lot with balancing and when to do what and how to prioritize and stuff. But it's definitely a good experience, and she really supported me in that too. It's just like, hey, I know you have a lot going on, and I want you to be successful, so let's figure out how to do this. And the flexibility was really awesome, and I just felt like really supported.
Cool.
So I could do everything that I wanted to do.
It sounds like she saw you in that bigger context and said,
Yeah.
how can we still make this work?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So what is this can be kind of a challenging question sometimes, but what is one thing you would change about the honors program?
To be honest, when I read that question, I was like trying, but I think honestly there's nothing that you could change. I mean, at least I can think of. I don't know, there's just nothing that I can complain about.
Okay, sure.
So there's nothing, I mean, obviously, like there's room to grow for any organization.
Growth,
yeah. And to be honest, I don't know how that would be, because it's just like everything that I've talked about thus far, like the critical thinking skills, like making a scholar more than just a scholar, the flexibility and the advising. I mean, I just really can't complain.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, no, I appreciate your perspective on that. It sounds like you had a really enjoyable time and appreciated the program. So
definitely.
Awesome. So what piece of advice or words of wisdom would you offer to future honors students?
I would say definitely take the opportunity to take those other classes and to continue. I don't really understand fully how the program has restructured right now, but it seems like it's a really cool opportunity, and to also just take those classes that are offered that you can count towards your honors. Like, you don't need to just take just the research classes. They're not that fun.
No, okay, you didn't have fun. Maybe those would be the things to change.
Yeah. I can't really be a scholar then, but if I had it my way, yes, maybe that might be the thing. I'm definitely not the research type of person as much as I would like to be, but I think definitely taking those other classes and finding something that you're passionate about, and also just making sure that your research is also something that you are passionate about, because I think that's kind of what's gotten me through it, is like, hey, I really do like this research. Like, sometimes like I'm so sick of this topic, I'm so sick at looking at this paper, but if you don't, on top of that, if you don't enjoy the topic that you're doing it on, like, you're not going to be able to keep going. And so just make sure it's something you're passionate about. You'll get sick of it, but at least you're passionate about it, so you'll get through it.
Cool. So two sides of that. One being take the classes where you can kind of get that broader perspective. And then the other piece too is pick a topic that you're really honestly passionate about, right? Like if it was a research topic for you, maybe that wouldn't have been a good fit, right? So awesome.
Yeah, and it's okay to change too, because I did change my topic, so yeah.
Rock and roll. All right. Anything else that you want to add or put out there?
No.
All right.
Honors program is cool.
Right
Yay,
on.
scholars.
Yay, scholars. Cool. Well, thank you for your time and we wish you the best.
Thank you.